And 20 years after the taps almost ran dry in the summer drought, how we've all changed the way we use water.
A jury has been hearing 999 calls made by a couple as they were being beaten and stabbed to death. The recording was played at Norwich Crown Court, where the man accused of the killings is on trial. It's claimed John Moody carried out the frenzied attack because he was jealous. This report from Ian Balmer.
This is John Moody on trial for the murder of his ex-partner and her new boyfriend. He ran the popular Baguette Express sandwich bar in Norwich along with Karen Brown. They were together for 12 years. The court heard he was violent and abusive, and she ended it in 2008. But things changed when she met another man, Ken Snell. John Moody simply couldn't accept it. On Halloween night last year, he was at the Norwich Beer Festival and at 8 p.m. heard an innocent remark that Karen Brown and Ken Snell had been seen together. At 8:15, he went to Reed's restaurant in Tombland and tried to look at a phone book to find Mr Snell's address. At 8:35, he returned home to Kerrison Road, borrowed a phone, called directory inquiries and found the address. He left with a knife and a hammer and drove 6 miles to Cringleford, arriving at 9 p.m. The jury was played Karen Brown and Ken Snell's 999 calls. In effect, they were listening to two people being violently killed. Karen Brown was first on her mobile. The police misheard the address, then she was attacked. There was screaming and moaning. Then it went quiet. Ken Snell called 999 from the landline 5 minutes later, clearly giving his address. I've been attacked by a man. He's attacking my girlfriend in the garden. I've got head injuries. God knows what she's got. Then he's coming back into the house. He's got a hammer. Karen Brown suffered 13 stab wounds and 31 other injuries. Ken Snell had 7 stab wounds and 38 injuries. John Moody denies both murders, claiming diminished responsibility. The trial could last for 3 weeks. Ian Balmer, BBC Look East, Norwich.
Meanwhile, a man convicted of murdering 2 people in Ipswich has been jailed for life. Paul Clark must serve a minimum of 27 years for killing Rosalind Hunt and Desmond Thorpe, who were found dead at their homes a year ago. A 16-year-old girl convicted with him will be sentenced next month. The water supply is back on in Harlow tonight after a burst main left thousands without running water for much of the day. A mains pipe burst in Southern Way, closing one of the through routes in the town. Supplies were cut for more than 5 hours.
There's a warning tonight for farmers. You need to make sure your hay is secure. The long, dry summer has led to a shortage and prices are soaring. The knock-on effects will include higher bills for animal feed and rising food prices in the shops.
Tractors, expensive farm equipment, even food are the kind of objects you'd imagine a thief to target on a farm. But not hay. But now it seems even dried grass has a black market value as prices for the animal winter feed rocket. Last week, Trevor Bayes went to bed with £500 worth of hay in the field of his Doddington farm. Come the morning, it was gone.
Well, very angry because it's going to cost us more money later on in the season to replace it because of the shortage of hay.
The reason for that shortage is the weather.
Unfortunately, this year we've seen a very dry spring and summer in general. Rainfall totals in some places only 63% of the average. So way down on what it should be when the grass needed to grow and put on bulk. And now when we want the sunshine to cut the hay, we've not really got that. We've got some showers and some of those showers quite heavy and making it awkward.
But it's not just big farmers who are feeling the pinch.
If we have a hard winter like last year, I will be really concerned as to whether I can keep them fed adequately because I don't know where my next bale of hay or straw is coming from.
Without sufficient quantities of hay, that means farmers and others may have to feed their animals more of crops like this. That's wheat and barley. Now that could have 2 knock-on effects. The first is that cereals and breads could become more expensive because the more of this that's used to feed animals, the less there is for those products. And secondly, this product is more expensive to feed animals, and that means the price of meat on your plate could also increase.
An innovation centre costing £5 million was opened in Norwich today. It's been built at the Norwich Research Park and is aiming to attract start-up companies in food, health and environmental sciences. There are more than 30 office and lab units. The aim is to develop a cluster of science companies.
A new study seems to prove the age-old theory that when it comes to choosing a mate, opposites really do attract. Scientists in Cambridge analysed the scent produced by a breed of monkey and found females were only attracted to males who smelt different from them.
Mandrills like these at Colchester Zoo could hold the secret to finding the perfect partner. It seems females are not attracted to the male's facial markings, but to his smell. Researchers in Cambridge found the chemical compounds in the scent matched each animal's genetic makeup. So to avoid inbreeding, they select a mate with a smell different from their own.
The advantage of choosing a mate that's different from yourself is that you have an offspring, if you produce offspring, that is genetically unique itself. So they may survive better, they may live a longer life or a healthier life going on to reproduce themselves if they have a unique combination of these genes.
And it seems humans do much the same.
Researchers in the past have had males wear t-shirts several nights in a row. Then they tear up the t-shirts and they present the smells to women. They find that more often than not, the female prefers the scent of a male that's genetically different from her.
So that's the research, but walk into any department store and you'll see a vast array of products, all designed to banish body odour. Soaps, deodorants, perfumes. It seems we'll go to any lengths to mask our natural smell. But what do couples in love think?
I don't think you're aware of it. You don't sniff and say, he'll do or he won't do.
I didn't think about smell.
I didn't think about smell either.
I really like smell, yeah.
I think it's more important for girls, the smell.
Yeah, I sniff all the time.
They say the best way to a man's heart is via his stomach. This microwave's a help. But for the real sweet smell of success, trust your nose. Faye Southwell, BBC Look East, Cambridge.
You're watching Look East from the BBC. Coming up, who would be a ref? That tune was well